So, hello guys, welcome back to my channel Adelan Education. Today we are gonna study chapter 1 history timeline. So, I have from the analytics of my channel, I saw that the most of the views they were captured by the dates part. So, I thought to upload timelines for chapter 1 and chapter 2 history. So, let's start with the chapter timeline. In 1774, लुई 16 became the ruler of the France. तो अब इस चैप्टर को शुरू करने से पहले एक बार सिर्फ एक बार हम हल्का सा झलक ले लेते हैं द फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन. इस चैप्टर की शुरुआत लुई 16 के किंग बनने पर होती है. उसको ट्रेजर खाली मिलता है क्योंकि 13 अमेरिकन कॉलोनीज को वो हेल्प कर रहा था एक ही दुश्मन से लड़ने को, वो था ब्रिटेन. कुछ पैसा चला जाता था एक्स्ट्रा विजिट कोर्ट को बनाने के लिए, पैसा चला जाता था आर्मी मेंटेन करने के लिए, पैसा चला जाता था एक्सप्लेंडेड लाइफ जीने के लिए. तो जब लुइस 16 चढ़ते हैं तो उनको कुछ भी नहीं मिलता है. कुछ there were the society was divided into three states. Social discrimination was going on. The society was divided into three states: first state, second state, and the third state. First state, second state, and the third state. The society was divided into three states. First state consisted of clergymen and churches. Second state consisted of nobility, and third state contained all common people of the city, except noblemen and the clergy. This was the social discrimination. Suddenly, what happens in 1789? The population rises to 28 million. Now, subsistence crisis. It happens over there. Why? Because because of the rise of population, the rise of food grains was also there, but the production did not keep pace with the growing population. So everything was sold at higher rates, but the wages of the poor workers, they could not keep pace with the rising prices of the things. So this led to a condition named subsistence crisis, where the uh, existence of an human being is at extreme danger. नेक्स्ट थिंग हमें जो देखने को मिलती है, देयर वर वेरियस इवेंट्स. व्हाट हैपेंस on 5th May, King Louis XVI, he thinks to call the important meeting for the state journal. He wanted to give the proposal for the new taxes. He wanted to talk about new taxes. So from first and second state, there were combined 300 votes, and for the third state, there were 600 members, which were standing. First and second state were seated in the rows facing each other. So now, King Louis XVI wanted one state, one vote. Obviously, first and second state, they are gonna vote increase the taxes, but third state, only one state that no, don't increase the taxes. The reason, only the one, and that was that the first and second state, they enjoyed birth privileges, whereas the third state paid all the taxes. They didn't have any privileges. First and second state, they were uh, ex- they were not allowed to pay the taxes. They were exempted from paying the taxes. Third state, they were like forced to pay the taxes. There were two types of taxes charged: tithe and tele, direct and indirect tax. So the third state wanted one person, one vote. So obviously, first and second state consisted, first and second state, their total were 300. You need 250, 250. No. 150, 150 we can consider. But in third state alone, there was 600. So obviously, if there is one one vote for one person, then third state will win. Taxes won't rise. The taxes then won't rise. So he wanted to continue with the old method, but the third state left the bidding in anger. That we want one person, one vote. They left the meeting. उन्होंने कहा जाने दो. They had not avenues. They increased the taxes. Then, but the tennis court oath took place. The tennis court oath suggested that the people of the third estate, led by Mirabeau and Abesius, they took the oath in the tennis court at the Palace of Versailles that they would draft a constitution, and until they draft the constitution, they won't leave from here. So while this assembly was busy in drafting the constitution, there was a severe turmoil in the France. Turmoil word is used in a book which means tufan, atank. Okay, there was suddenly an thing that अफवाह फैल गई थी that the Lord of Manners, they have ordered the troops to destroy their troops, their right troops. So in anger, in fear, they destroyed the Chatiks, means castles of the kings. ठीक है, they burned down the memorial records and hoarded all them all the ammunitions. They hoarded everything. ठीक है. And then what happens? Many of the noblemen, due to fear, they migrated from France. What they did? They migrated from France. Now, when they migrated from France, after this only our Louis XVI, he says that fine, I'll sign the constitution. Now, whether he signed the constitution, he got into, what should I say? He got into negotiations. He got into negotiations, secret negotiations with the king of Prussia. ठीक है, तो क्या होता है? The National Assembly, they vote and they declare war against Prussia and Austria. They sung the patriotic song Marseilles, which was sung at Marseilles, which became their national anthem as well. Okay. Now, many groups came at this time. One of the famous was Jacobins Club. One of the famous was which one? Jacobins Club. Women also became active. So Jacobins, in summer of 1792, what Jacobins did? They attacked the palace of Tuileries, and the king, जो राजा था लुइस 16, वो खुद उनकी क्या रहते बंधक में रहता है. वो खुद बंदी बन करके रहता है उनके नीचे. ठीक है. इलेक्शंस होते हैं. अब न्यू असेंबली कन्वेंशन बनती है. 21 September 1792, the important day for France. It abolished monarchy and declared France as republic. And France republic हो गया था. And Louis XVI and his queen Marie Antoinette, they were executed at Place de la Concorde. It was a place over there, right? So now Maximilien Robespierre, the head of the Jacobin Clubs, came to the power. 1793 to 1792 referred to as Reign of Terror. Referred to as Reign of Terror. Meat and bread were rationed. That everyone would have equal loaf of bread. Everyone would have bread of equality. No one can use white expensive flour. Churches, they were shut down, and churches were replaced with offices. And one, they used Monsieur and Madame, right? But under his control, citoyen and citoyen were used. ठीक है. इसके बीच में वुमेन्स का क्या हाल रहा था? दे वर नॉट गिवन द राइट टू वोट टिल 1946. यानी हमारी आज़ादी से एक साल पहले ही उन्हें राइट टू वोट मिल पाया था. दे स्ट्रगल्ड अलॉट. ओलंपिक ग्रुप्स, she was one of the revolutionary women who was guillotined because she was actively taking part in the revolution and actively against that why we're not given the rights. When the constitution became, it also had, it also didn't give some rights to the women. एक बार उन्हें राइट दिए गए बट तब भी राइट टू वोट नहीं मिला. After constant years of fighting and struggling, they got the right to vote in 1946. Finally 1794 में क्या होता है? रोबेस्पायर को अरेस्ट करते हैं. गिलोटाइन पे जाओ भैया, बाय बाय. फिर क्या होता है? डायरेक्टरी रूल्स फ्रांस. डायरेक्टरी रूल्स फ्रांस, ठीक है ना. अब वुमेन का सबसे एक इम्पोर्टेंट ग्रुप था द सोसाइटी ऑफ रेवोल्यूशनरी एंड रिपब्लिकन वुमेन। एक ग्रुप है द सोसाइटी ऑफ रेवोल्यूशनरी, दूसरे ग्रुप का नाम है द रिपब्लिकन वुमेन। ठीक है। अर्ली ईयर्स में साल में रेवोल्यूशनरी गवर्नमेंट ने उनको कई राइट दिए थे कि स्कूलिंग पढ़ाओ जी पढ़ाओ, इनको एडुकेशन दो, डाइवर्स लीगल कर दिया, औरतें भी डाइवोर्स ले सकती हैं, कोई भी बाप अपनी बेटी को फोर्स नहीं कर सकता शादी करने के लिए। लेकिन इतने राइट्स मिलने के बावजूद भी they didn't get the right to vote, but in 1946 फ्रांस won the right to vote। अब इसी के बीच में ना स्लेवरी भी चल रही होती थी। 1848 के अंदर ये फाइनली अबोलिश हो जाती है। पहले चल रही थी, जेकोबिन पे आने पे फिर बंद होती है, नेपोलियन फिर शुरू कर देता है। अब हम जल्दी से इस चैप्टर की टाइमलाइन देख लेते हैं, क्योंकि चैप्टर कड़ियों से जुड़ा हुआ है। परंतु जब आप चैप्टर 2 हिस्ट्री की तरफ बढ़ेंगे, सोशलिज्म इन यूरोप एंड रशियन रेवोल्यूशन, तब वो कड़ियों से जुड़ा नहीं हुआ। उसके अंदर सिर्फ कुछ कुछ हिस्से ले रखे हैं रशियन रेवोल्यूशन के जो इम्पोर्टेंट है, वरना रशियन रेवोल्यूशन अपने नाम की तरह, वैसे नाम तो बड़ा नहीं है लेकिन रशिया रशिया बहुत बड़ा था उस। ठीक है। 1774 में क्या होता है, लुइस 16 राजा बनता है कहाँ का, फ्रांस का। वन ऑफ द इम्पोर्टेंट डेट। ठीक है। 1774 में लुइस 16 ये महाराजा जी कौन सी डायनेस्टी से बिलोंग करते थे, बर्बन फैमिली, बर्बन डायनेस्टी। अराउंड द ईयर 1789, 1789 में क्या होता है, द पीपल ऑफ फ्रांस वर फीलिंग वेरी अनहैप्पी। They were not happy at all. They were struggling because they had to pay a lot of taxes. I told you there were two kinds of taxes at that time, Tithe and Taile. Because of the old tax regime, there wasn't enough food and some people had more privileges than others. अब मैंने आपको बताया था ना, सबसिस्टेंस क्राइसिस वो भी 1789 में ही था। सबसिस्टेंस क्राइसिस जो मेरी कंडीशन हुई थी बहुत घटिया सी, वो कौन से साल में हुई थी, 1789 में। On 5th May 1789, Louis 16 he called the meeting of Estates Journal। ये मीटिंग क्यों बुलाई थी, ताकि he could increase taxes because he was having a lot of karza, around more than how many lives I don't remember, but it was more than some lives in billions, and they were saying pay it with interest। सो फॉर दैट उन्हें पैसा चाहिए था अपने कोर्ट्स को मेंटेन करने के लिए, उन्हें पैसा चाहिए था आर्मी को, गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर्स को मेंटेन करने के लिए, उन्हें पैसा चाहिए था राजाओं जैसी लाइफ जीने के लिए। तो इसीलिए उन्होंने कहा था दैट वी वुड इंक्रीज टैक्सेस। On June 1789, a group called the Third Estate said, "We are important too," and they called themselves the National Assembly. They wanted to make a new set of rules for the country. I didn't mention it over here, it was exceeding the word limit. तो जून 1789 को क्या होता है, थर्ड स्टेट को लगता है कि भाई हम भी इंसान हैं, हम जानवर नहीं है, व्हाई आर यू ट्रीटिंग अस लाइक दिस, एंड उन्होंने अपने आप को नेशनल असेंबली घोषित कर दिया। क्या घोषित कर दिया, नेशनल असेंबली घोषित कर दिया। They were led by two people. They were led by two people, Mirabeau and Abesius। In a book में there is zikr of the middle class people as well। When the middle class who were educated, they didn't think the kings and clergy as the absolute power, so they said that they encouraged the third estate to fight for themselves। And on June 20th, 1789, the members of the third estate go together in an indoor tennis court in a place called Versailles। Versailles के महल में टेनिस कोर्ट के अंदर they take tennis court oath on June 20th and says that we will not leave this place until and unless we draft a constitution for the France to limit the powers of the monarch। अब he was not signing the constitution, Louis 16 he was not signing the constitution, so there was another turmoil going on in the France। ठीक है। When the nobles fled away due to fear, when the nobles were feared and they fled away to another countries, they migrated at that time Louis XVI said, "Fine, I'll accept the constitution," and he signed the constitution finally. 14 July 1789, a big event happened. The people of Paris were very angry with the king and they broke into a palace called the Bastille. This was a place that showed the king had too much power. यानी इसको अगर मैं थोड़े और कॉम्प्लेक्स शब्द में बोलना चाहूँ तो 14 जुलाई 1789 द स्टेट ऑफ पेरिस वाज एन अलार्म. पेरिस फ्रांस का कैपिटल अलार्म में था. र्यूमर स्प्रेड हो रहे थे कि किंग ने कहा है थोड़ी ही देर में आर्मी हमला कर देगी सीधा साधा ओपन फायर अपॉन सिटीजंस. So they became angry and around 7,000 men and women formed people's militia and marched towards the Bastille to get some ammunitions. वो added ammunitions यानी वो weapons की तलाश में निकल पड़े. So they stormed the Bastille. They broke this Bastille. They तोड़ दिया, जला दिया. यहाँ पे सिर्फ 7 prisoners थे, इनके भाई बंधु, उनको भी फ्री कर दिया. 7 prisoners थे बास्टाइल में, उनको फ्री करा दिया. Bastille, it stood for the despotic power of the king. Despotic यानी टू बहुत ज्यादा. Despotic power of the king. In August 1789, the National Assembly decided that everyone should be equal and fair. They abolished feudal privileges of taxes. अब जब ये हुआ ना 14 जुलाई 1789 और नोबल्स फ्लेड अवे वाला किस्सा, लुइस 16 को लग गया डर. लुइस 16 को क्या लग गया भैया जी? डर. उसने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को कर दिया साइन. नेशनल असेंबली को लगता है दैट यस एवरीवन शुड बी इक्वल एंड फेयर. तो उन्होंने फ्यूडियल प्रिविलेजेस ऑफ टैक्सेस. अब फ्यूडियल privileges of taxes का मतलब है that the first and second state they were exempted from paying the tax and third state पे ही सारा burden था taxes का, उसे रद्द कर दिया गया. अब ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं रहा. In October 1789, a group of women walked to Versailles. They wanted bread to eat and they also wanted the king to come back to Paris. They were very determined. अब क्या होता है अक्टूबर 1789 के अंदर? Women they walk to Versailles and they want bread to eat. उन्हें खाने को चाहिए, वो चाहते हैं कि किंग आए वापस. क्यों? In June 1791, the National Assembly completed the constitution. They said the king couldn't have all the power anymore. Now they were a team and the king had to follow their rules. अब जब नेशनल असेंबली ने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का ड्राफ्ट कंप्लीट कर लिया तो किंग के पास सारी पावर नहीं थी. अब सारे के सारे दे कौन है यहाँ पर? ऑल द पीपल ऑफ द फ्रांस, दे वर अ टीम एंड द किंग दे हैड टू फॉलो द रूल्स which were mentioned in what? Constitution. 1792 में क्या होता है? Things और ज़्यादा बढ़ जाते. The National Assembly declares war in Austria and Prussia. I told you. The National Assembly held what? Voting होती है. And National Assembly declares war against Austria and Prussia. मैंने कहा था चाहे लुइस 16 ने Constitution sign कर दिया हो, but the thing was that he went into secret negotiations with the ruler of Prussia. whole यूरोप वाज दिमाग खराब हो रखा था उनका कि क्यों हो रहा है फ्रांस में ये सब. वो सोचते लेट्स सेंड द आर्मी टू सेटल ऑल ऑफ देम. बट ऐसा होता इससे पहले ही नेशनल असेंबली ने ऑस्ट्रिया और प्रशिया के बीच में वॉर डिक्लेयर कर दी जिससे कि कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स बढ़े. इंटरनल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स यानी इंटरनल नेगोशिएशन चल रही थी, उसमें लड़ाई भेदभाव वगैरह सी चीजें पैदा हो गई. अंधविश्वास या मिसट्रस्ट जैसी सिचुएशन हो गई थी. सितंबर 1792 में क्या होता है? समथिंग बिग हैपेंड. दे सेड नो मोर किंग, वी वांट टू रन द कंट्री आवरसेल्फ. फ्रांस बिकम्स अ रिपब्लिक. सितंबर 1792 में क्या होता है? दैट एवरीवन से अब हमें राजा नहीं चाहिए, अब हमें राजा नहीं चाहिए, अब हम इनके राज में नहीं दबेंगे, अब हमें अपने देश को अपने हिसाब से चलाना है, जिसकी वजह से फ्रांस आजाद हो जाता है. जनवरी 1793 में क्या होता है? किंग लुइस 16 को सॉरी किंग लुइस 16 को एग्जीक्यूट किया जाता है. एंड देयर वाज अ स्पेसिफिक नेम व्हिच वाज प्लेस de la conquered. It was a place over there, place de la conquered. उसके साथ मैरी एंटोनियट को भी, उसकी रानी जी को भी वहीं पर एग्जीक्यूट कर दिया जाता है. 1793 to 1794, often referred to as reign of terror. उसके पास बहुत पावर थी. He punished the people who disagreed with him. This time was called the Reign of Terror and it was a difficult time. Meat and bread variation, हर एक चीज पे सीलिंग, फिक्स्ड प्राइसेस कर दिए थे. फार्मर्स पीजेंट्स को करा जाता था फोर्स कि आप जाओ दूसरी जगह में और इसी रेट पर अपना सामान बेच करके आओ. जुलाई 1794 में रोबेस्पायर को ट्रीजन के केस में, ट्रीजन के केस के अंदर अरेस्ट करके पनिश कर दिया जाता है. ये था रेन ऑफ टेरर का खात्मा. 1794 they made a new constitution for the country and they called it the Directory. A bit later in 18, a famous man named Napoleon Bonaparte decided he wanted to be the boss. Napoleon Bonaparte, he showed himself as बड़ा दयालु बंदा, बड़ा अच्छा बंदा, but actually he wanted to conquer the whole Europe. He wanted to conquer the whole Europe and wanted whole Europe under his feet and wanted to control it. Wanted to be the king of the whole Europe. That's why Napoleon Bonaparte captured France. And he हमने सुना है, when France sneezes, the whole Europe sneezes. France is an important part of Europe. So he made himself the emperor. 1850 में क्या होता है? Things changed again. Napoleon got into big fight and lost. This happened at the place of Waterloo. Waterloo में 1850. Now what he was doing, he was conquering all Europe to give rise to his mission, and that was conquering the whole Europe. He started conquering the Europe. लड़ाइयाँ हो रही थी, खून खराबा हो रहा था. He was just conquering, खुश हो रहा था, नाच रहा था, गा रहा था. लेकिन 1815 के अंदर नेपोलियन और एक राजा वाटरलू का था जो उसके बीच में लड़ाई होती है. नेपोलियन हार जाता है और इसके आगे क्या हुआ हम वो 10th क्लास में पढ़ेंगे. नेपोलियन का रूल सिर्फ 1804 से लेके 1815 के बीच में नेपोलियन ने क्या क्या किया, क्या क्या नहीं किया, वो सब हमने 10th में पढ़ना है. So bye guys, bye bye for now. We'll surely meet again in the next chapter, Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. That chapter is a bit difficult but easy to understand if you understand it well. Okay, bye bye everyone.